Hey guys, it's Kevin. Welcome back to part 2 of this series that I like to call My Haunted Apartment. If you have not seen part 1 of this series, I would recommend you go back to part 1 and watch that, see what that's all about. It's an introduction to the whole series. I started you off light with part 1, guys, but today we're going to get into a little bit of more heavier kind of things. Today's part is going to be focusing on mostly things to do with the mind, so whether it is paranormal experiences that has happened through my mind or because of my mind. And then also I will be touching base on what these paranormal experiences has actually done to my mind. So it's kind of a deeper one. We're gonna get into it, okay? So as I mentioned in part 1, I lived alone in this apartment for 2.5 years, and as I mentioned in part 1, I got very paranoid. I got very scared a lot of the times. I mentioned as well that my door was left unfixed, on pretty much open and unlocked for 3 or 4 months. I don't even know how long it was. But all of these kind of things, like all of these noises, the door, living alone, everything, it kind of got me paranoid. So I always just had the feeling, I always just got the sensation that like someone else was in the apartment with me. I had no reason exactly to believe, or I had no reason to explain why I believed that. But I feel like when you get a feeling, you just get a feeling, and there's no way to describe it or explain it. But it's just how it was. Like some days in the apartment, I'd be completely fine. I wouldn't be watching anything scary. I wouldn't be thinking about anything scary. I wouldn't be hearing any paranormal activity or noises or anything like that. But it would just be a normal day, and then out of nowhere, I'd just get freaked out, and I'd be like, fuck, like I can just sense, like you can feel that heaviness, like there's something else around. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know, but like I just kept thinking that. So a lot of times when I'd come home from work, I would get that feeling, and I would like put my keys down and I would grab a knife and I would honestly go around every single room of the apartment. I would look in wardrobes, I would look behind the doors, I would look in the freaking shower, everything, because I could have sworn that there was somebody, whether it was paranormal or whether it was actually a real live intruder. And that really kind of got to my mind, like that really got to me, just being so paranoid, being so like worried and feeling so unsafe for so long. That does some stuff to you. So with all of this paranoia and all of these noises going on around me, I kind of decided to download a sleep recorder app. I am known for talking in my sleep and singing in my sleep and everything in my sleep. See if I could catch some of these noises that I had experienced. So I did. I caught noises of drilling in the middle of the night. I caught noises of creaking in my room. I got noises of door handles being messed with. I got noises of me singing. I got noises of me talking, but talking about very fucked up things that I don't really want to say, but I'll say one or two of them. Things like, be careful with his neck. Oh my god, his eyes. Saying things like that. Just and to be honest with you, doing that didn't help. Doing those recordings, it didn't help me in any way, shape, or form. It was more so an entertainment factor. It was more so a bit of validation that it's like my mind isn't making up these noises. There are genuinely weird noises going on in this apartment complex, whether it's paranormal or not, or whether there's just some weirdos that lived around there. I don't know. Another thing that really fucked with my mind, my ex, before we broke up, I don't even know how this came up, but we were like just bantering with each other, slagging each other off, and out of nowhere he just said, "Watch out for the white-faced man at your front door." Now I swear to God, for every single day, I'm actually getting goosebumps right now thinking about this, because it just, I don't know what the fuck it was, but it just really stuck with me. And every single day living in that apartment, till the day I moved out of that apartment, every time I'd walk past that door with the square little window, my front door, I would envision a white-faced man just being pressed up against the window, like just like staring in to my apartment every single day. I shit you not. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know why it stuck with me, but it really did. And every single time that I'd walk by that door, which I would have had to walk by it a lot to go into the bathroom or to leave or to enter, whatever, I would always, always, always envision this white-faced man staring in at me. And this is just like, I'm just describing to you guys the kind of environment that I was living in that apartment. Like, it was just very heavy all the time, very paranoid, very just weird, just Now, another thing that happened in this apartment that never happened to me before in my entire life was sleep paralysis. I would get sleep paralysis in this apartment. It would only ever happen when I'm hungover, I think, because your body is a lot more tired when you're hungover. You're a lot more. I was always, even when I was hungover, I was always a lot more susceptible to like spirituality, like feelings of spirituality and feelings of enlightenment, which is very odd because like a lot of people when they're hungover, they just want to sleep or they just feel like dying. But for me, I don't know what it was. I feel like being hungover or being extremely tired, I feel like when I was either of those two, it was like there was some sort of barrier that was broken down or something that could just help like spirituality or something. I don't know what it was. I really don't know what it was, but it was only when I was really tired or really hungover that I'd get sleep paralysis or that I would have visions. So I had sleep paralysis. It was extremely, extremely terrifying, but at the same time, I was always really curious about sleep paralysis. So in a way, I was kind of happy that I had it as well because I was like, okay, well, I've experienced it now, and now I know what it feels like, and now I know that I don't want it again. But the first time that I had ever had experienced sleep paralysis in this apartment was I was just lying there in bed. I was dreaming about running around in a shopping mall or something, and then all of a sudden these cops just jump on me out of nowhere, and then I wake up and I'm in my room in real life, not able to move myself. Don't even remember being able to move my eyes actually. But all I remember is I couldn't actually see this, but I just remember like visioning it in my mind so clearly that it was almost as if I was actually seeing it through my own eyes. But I was envisioning someone creeping into my room and calling my name really fucking creepily, just like creeping into my room. And see, this whole thing with the sleep paralysis, it's the same thing as just like constantly feeling like someone was there. Like in my sleep paralysis, someone was just there, getting closer and closer to me, calling my name really quietly. And it was the same experience as if I was just awake as well, because that's all I would feel. It was all I could hear and feel around me was just the presence of someone being there. And I feel like in the sleep paralysis, that was like a moment for them or something to actually kind of like come closer to me in a way, if that makes any sense. I had my parents' cat over for a while, for I think it was like 2 days or something. The dogs are barking now and it's kind of freaking me the fuck out. I had the cat over for like 2 or 3 days, and I honestly kid you not, this spare room that my friend used to sleep in and be freaked the fuck out by, this was the only room that this cat would never go into, even though that door was always wide open. Especially when I was living alone, that door was always wide open and the cat never went into that room. So I don't know, I just find that very, very odd. It got to a stage where I don't blame this for what I'm going to talk about. I don't fully blame it, but I don't think that it helped. I eventually got diagnosed with depression and anxiety disorder, and I started to become very spiritually enlightened as well. I got really big into crystals. I got really big into meditation, yoga, opening my mind up to different things. I felt like I was getting very intuitive, and I had made a video previously on this channel about claircognizance, and I had had a few experiences with the realm of the clairs. When I had that spiritual enlightenment, some people would envision this crazy white aura around you that like guards off any evil entities. It pushes away any negative feelings or emotions or thoughts. But in reality, that's not how your spiritual awakening occurs. They'll experience what is known as the dark night of the soul, so you go through a lot of crappy kind of things. But I did have an experience where I swear, I was contacted by a spirit guide. I will talk about that in another video. But basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is I eventually was diagnosed with depression, with anxiety disorder, and I brought a lot of crystals into the apartment. I've heard a lot of people saying before that when they brought certain crystals into their life, it has protected them. And then I've heard other people saying that certain crystals can actually open up that environment around you to more, obviously, to more spiritual things, to more spirits, and to more things of that kind of nature. So I think that taking in the crystals actually did not protect me or guard me away from these things. I think it actually opened me up more. It put more of a signal on my head. It just attracted things a little bit more because things got a little bit more cuckoo after I got the crystal. So I started having crazy nightmares all the time. I will talk about those different nightmares in another video. And my last topic of this video is just a general feeling that everybody got from this apartment. Not just myself, not just my best friend, not just my brother. Everybody that came into my apartment said, Kevin, like, I don't want to offend you, but like your home or your apartment, it just feels so like dead. It feels so, the energy just feels so cold. The vibe in here just brings everyone down. It just doesn't feel like home. And I was like, I know. It feels so lonely except for that one freaking entity that's around me. But pretty much in a nutshell, this whole video is just me saying that due to all these noises and due to all these experiences that I had experienced, I don't think it helped in my diagnosis with depression or anxiety, or helped with me dealing with it. And it had made me extremely paranoid. It made me fear for my life. It made me feel very unsafe, insecure, as if there was something always there, always watching me, not in a good way. And I felt as if my spiritual awakening was terrifying, a very terrifying time for me. And yeah, that's pretty much this whole part in a nutshell. Yeah, it got pretty deep there, but in part 3, which is going to be the next video, we are going to talk about the physical aspects of my paranormal experiences in my haunted apartment. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this part. Please join me for part 3 next time. I hope you are enjoying the series. Please just let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything that I've mentioned. Let me know some of your experiences with the mind regarding paranormal activity or experiences, and I hope to see you guys again. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you so much. Bye!